friends. So I'm here with you today with an interesting chat with a person who is extremely charming, extremely beautiful, and extremely popular. So this is going to be somebody who's the queen of television industry and now also coming into different other formats of the web series and the films. So here today I have with me my lovely Crystal D'Souza. Okay, I'm waiting for her to join. And while she's going to join us, I have to tell you, we did this beautiful series called Ek Nayi Pehchan together. And that's the time when I got to know Crystal and I spent a lot of time with her. And I had a super time filming that television series, Ek Nahi Pehchan, which gave us a great bonding. So, Crystal, where are you? Hey, hi.
Hello. What's up? Wow, what is this background?
Anna?
Wow.
For you today. Acha,
Are
you on the phone?
Yes. I should turn it like this?
I think so. We'll get a bigger, yes. Oh, yes. That's so much better. I can see more of, yes.
Now can you see me?
Absolutely. Okay. A nicer frame. And absolutely my savvy girl.
I have a stand and everything.
Prepared. So I think coming to that, I would say that you're one of the most, social media savvy girl I know. And I know that
yay!
with all of that. So my first question to you is that today, all the youngsters who are sitting at home, who love you and adore you and follow you and watch you, they want to know, what is that special trick? How do you firstly manage to look so gorgeous every time? One. Secondly, how do you make it interesting? How do you work on your Insta things that make people so, interested to know what Crystal is doing next?
So I love Instagram. I love social media. You know that. Everyone that knows me knows that. So it's not an effort for me. It's something that comes very naturally to me that, oh, I'm doing this fun thing. Let me post about it. So, I don't think many people think that way. If they start thinking that, I want to share all the good stuff in my life with everyone and share the happiness, I think it'll work better for them. I honestly love Instagram. I love posting. I think before posting a lot. I super analyze it that if I was on Instagram, would I want to see this? If I didn't want to see it, I wouldn't post it. And that's my only trick that I can tell anybody, that post what you feel that you want to see. And that's about it. So I post a lot of stuff that I feel that I want to see. And I keep it very interesting like that just because of that.
Actually, second thing I remember, I learned Snapchat from you. Remember? I didn't know.
God, yes.
And you got me, knowledgeable about it and interested in it. And I think that is the time when I realized that there's so many fun things. It's not just reporting your life. There's so much. Are you still onto Snapchat, or you've gone on to further things?
No, I'm not on Snapchat anymore. But I remember using Snapchat at a point where you had all those filters for the first time came out on Snapchat.
Yeah.
So all those doggy filters and all those, those little tiaras and everything that used to come. I used to love using them. And I remember telling people, use Snapchat because you can send each other stuff and then there's no memory of it.
Yeah.
No one's coming after you about it.
There's no proof of anything. It's gone.
There's no proof of it. Years later, someone says, you send me this. I'm like, show me. Where?
True that. But what I really found very interesting and amazing, and that's maybe television industry works a lot like that, but I think you are unique in that. You were so young when you started working. And then when we were doing Ek Nahi Pehchan, you were probably 20 something, very young, and used to party and be, like literally come on the sets directly from party and go to sleep there. And then
I can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore. Anyway, nobody can do it anymore. But those days, I used to be so fascinated that this girl comes here, sleeps, and gets up, and she's ready for shooting. And there's not a trace of any kind of, oh, I'm tired, I've had such a late night. Never. You were always sparkling. And so tell me, how did you do that? Was it something which you did specially during Ek Nahi Pehchan, or is that something which happened?
See, number one, being young. You get it only once in life.
Yes, that's what
So I took full advantage of it.
Yeah.
I partied all night. But the best thing about my face, I have realized, is I don't get puffy eyes,
Uh,
and my eyes never turn red. So no matter what happens, my eyes are never going to be red. So even when I was shooting with Anushka and all recently for my web show, if we would like after party, we would have a few drinks here and there. All of their eyes were bloodshot red.
and
Mine
you
were
were
white.
sparkling.
And they're like, no, you're not high. I'm like, but look at me, I am high. They're like, no, your eyes are white, ours are red. I'm like, see, that's a secret. That's a secret of always looking sane.
That's the blessing.
No matter if I've slept, woken up, I have done like, even if I've cried for many, many hours, my face will look like this.
I used to find it so fascinating. You would come, you were like shooting pay, and then you were so alert. You knew your lines. You knew everything, what was happening, bang on.
I knew everyone's lines.
Yeah, you knew everybody's line. Then you would go back and you'd say, "Acha, mera shot nahi hai, abhi ek scene." Acha, you'd go back to sleep with your makeup, your clothes, everything, costume on, and then you'd wake up and come back to the scene as fresh as ever. That was so fascinating. Most people, if they sleep with makeup, come back looking like, some eyes like that, makeup.
Yeah.
That you were amazing.
That is still my plus point. If I sleep, I wake up, anything, my eyes don't get puffy. I wake up as bright, as fresh. And also I feel I have that much energy and enthusiasm when I'm on set, that I'm always bubbly. I'm always like full of life. I'm running around. I'm like, oh, let's try this shot like this. Let's do this like this. Even now.
Yeah,
so I think non-puffy eyes.
That's the beauty. You're a pleasure to have on set.
No, I think it's also who you're shooting with. And I had such a blast shooting with you, because you were like, when you think of you, you feel like, oh my God, Poonam ji, she's been there and, you've done that. And then you see you're just like a little kid. You're like a kid in candy store who's just like chilling. You're doing your own thing. You have no like, oh, you can't talk to me like this, or you can't share your secrets with me. I used to come and tell you everything.
Yes.
I used to come and tell you all my secrets, all the things I've done, everything. And you're so non-judgmental, so cool, so chiller. And that's why I feel like that rapport really worked then and still now.
Yes. It's been so many years and I still feel that, extreme bonding and all. And I remember at that time, we used to talk about so many things which were probably happening in your life, in my life. And I felt like my kids are approximately your age. Paloma is younger to you, Anmol is a few years also younger, but they're around your age. And I used to feel, oh, this is how, I learned a lot about how young people of today think. Because,
I remember you were telling me, do you know this club called Tryst?
Because my daughter...
What is this club called Tryst?
And actually, somehow friends invited her. Can I send her there? According to me, I don't want to send a child who's under 18 to a place which serves alcohol. So it was a big tussle going on in the house.
Yeah, I was like, no, we all went to Tryst.
That's what. So, okay. So now tell me, you started your career like literally from college, right? You were...
when I was 16.
Yeah, so did I. So we know what that is. But you started in today's time, which is so much more different than when I joined. So what were the real challenges? Do you think it was a good thing you started young, or do you think you wish you were more mature and you knew more about life, or how?
I wish I was a little more trained before I started, because my first show was a disaster for me. I didn't even know Hindi very well to begin with. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know camera facing. I didn't know anything. I was 16 straight out of college onto a Balaji set where we used to shoot for 30 hours at a stretch. There was no 12-hour system then. So before I could even realize or comprehend what was happening, it was the next day and the next day and the next day, till I finally felt very sick and I had to quit. So I quit my first show because I realized I was not fit for it then. I worked hard on my Hindi. I worked hard on my dialogue delivery, on my look, on my appearance, on everything. And then I came back. I came back with another Balaji show only, because Ekta ma'am was very sweet to even take me back after telling her mid-show that I don't think I can do it. She took me back and, I then started afresh. And that's when I actually felt like I knew what I was doing. But in the beginning, it was all too much for me. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know Hindi. So for me, I was doing lines and saying it like a parrot.
That you're very good at in any case. just remembering and saying things out. But tell me,
Yeah.
what was it you learned in that period in between when you quit the show and came back? What was the main thing that you learned during that time?
The main thing that I learned at that time was Hindi. I did take Hindi classes because, everyone used to make fun of my accent on set or the way I used to speak because I used to say bhaiya for bhaiya. And I'm not
I
trying
think
to be so.
let's switch to Hindi now. आप कौन से स्कूल में पढ़ी थी कि आपकी हिंदी इतनी खराब थी?
Auxilium Convent High School filled with only nuns who used to be like, oh, it's not proper, it's not pronunciation, it's pronunciation, and all those
Yes.
detailing and everything. So when you have only nuns and only Catholics around, I'm D'Souza, my parents are Christian, I lived in a Catholic society, I went to a convent school, so Hindi was just a subject for 40 marks,
Yeah.
which I used to scrape through.
And did you know that
So-
Hindi was going to make you earn your living for the rest of your life?
If
Yes.
I knew that, trust me, I wouldn't have taken up any other language. I studied French and all for what?
No, that's fun. See, whatever you learn in life is never wasted. I'm sure when you go
Yeah,
to
that's true.
you
That's
kind of
true. But
thought
yeah, I did Hindi classes. I also did a crash course with Anupam Kher's acting classes, where I understood how do you stand, how do you give a dialogue delivery, your camera facing, all of that I understood. I did only a 16-day crash course, but I learned a lot in that. I learned how to do facings, how to take lighting. Otherwise, when people used to say light cut raha, I didn't know what light cut raha hai. Baby ki mundi kaat do. I'm like, nahi, ruk jao.
but whatever you learned while even doing that show, the first show, and leaving it, realizing you don't know enough, that also must have been like an acting course or a crash course.
For
So
sure.
now coming to your fun life, you actually have celebrate life every day, but birthdays are always special for you. So tell me,
Yes.
what do you do really to make your birthday special, and what's the best birthday gift you've ever received, which you can't ever forget? Oh, that was my best birthday present.
I honestly feel that birthdays obviously are very special to me, but every birthday I travel. So only this birthday I did not travel, thankfully, or I would have been stuck in that country. But every birthday I travel and I go on a trip and do different things. One birthday that I can remember that was very, very special is a trip that I did to Thailand, Krabi. And on my birthday, I did deep sea diving.
Oh,
And I just was so frightened of taking that jump. But once I was in the water and under the water, touching corals, touching stuff, seeing fishes,
magical.
I can never forget that birthday. I wish I had a cake down to cut it and like eat it down. Because that honestly was my best birthday celebration ever. I want to do it again in life, where I can just go deep sea diving and just be underwater. It is such a beautiful feeling, and that's one birthday I can never forget.
Yeah, and I think basically whenever you are even doing diving, like for example, you did it so many years ago, I believe you have to renew your certification. I didn't know that. My daughter just told me
You
that.
have to get a license every time you want to dive, and you do 3 classes before you start diving. So
She had
before
also
we went
certified.
diving,
And now again,
we got a certificate before we dived.
yeah, so that's
So we did.
So-
Yeah, so you have to start with snorkeling, then you have to go layer, and then we reach deep sea diving. And oh my God, Poonam ji, I can't tell you. I feel like I just want to go back there right now.
So you are ready to go to Maldives, aren't we?
Oh yes, where's my tickets?
Okay, tell me now, you when you were staying with your parents, what was the biggest clashes as a teenager you had with your parents, other than saying "itni late baar mat jao"? What was because the timing system has changed in today's life. Kids wake up late, they sleep late. I mean, I'm seeing that all over the world. If I grumble about my kids, every other parent says same here. Our kids. So we are all going through this sudden, I think, evolution of. So what was your biggest conflict with kids? This is something I think a lot of people who have kids will understand.
I mean, there used to be only 2 conflicts, to be honest. One was I never got out of my room. I always was stuck in my room watching TV and watching my shows. And they were like, at least come out for the meal.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm in the middle of a show. But what I didn't realize then was it's possible. I can pause it. I can go out. I can sit with my family and then come back in and play. But I was so much into these shows and Netflix, everything. I think that was my only clash with my parents, where they were like, you can't be sitting in your room all day. Like, I mean, we have to FaceTime you if we want to talk to you. So that was my clash with them. Another clash would be when I was doing, sorry about that. Another clash would be when I was doing when I was doing a lot of shows, and then after shows I used to go to party. So they were like, at least come home, sleep for those little hours and then leave. And when I was not working, I was stuck in my room. So these were the only clashes that I had with my parents. Otherwise, I was a very good child.
Yeah, I know that you are. But that is something which is so typical. Most parents don't want anything from their kids other than their time. And
I
a little bit of that you talk to us respectfully. That's about it. Don't get irritated with your parents. So I think that is, time is such a precious gift that one can give to your parents. And that applies
I agree.
any age, not only when you're a teenager. You may be 30 and 40 and your parents may be 60, 70, 80, 90. At every stage, they want to have the company.
I know. And I, now that I live alone, I've been living alone for a while now. I cannot tell you how much I want to just sit with them. Yeah. How much I want to just have those 1-2 meals with them. So now when I go back to my parents' house, there's so much of love. There's so much of, we don't want to leave each other's space. So I also feel this distancing from like me living, even though we live in the same city, me living in my own house and them living in their own house. Because also I shifted to Andheri. My work is a lot in Andheri, and my parents were traveling a lot to Canada because my brother lives there now. He has kids, so they used to go for six months there. So I said, living so far away makes no sense for me. So I started living here, and then when I go there on Saturday, Sunday, and chill with them, I feel like I need those 48 hours with them, and they enjoy those 48 hours without any clashes, without any, if my mother asks me 500 questions, I answer them.
Willing to answer.
Without doing, otherwise before everything was like, Mom, yeah.
I know that expression very well. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions so we can quickly know crystal quick choices. So if you were to describe, it's only one word or the other, would you describe yourself as religious or spiritual?
Spiritual.
Okay. And are you an early bird or a night owl?
This one everybody knows. I'm a night owl for sure. Early in the morning, I don't function till I don't have my 2 shots of coffee.
So you're Raat ka Ullu. So Indian clothes or Western clothes?
I'm more comfortable in Western clothes, but I feel like Indian clothes look prettier.
Yes, Indian clothes bring out
It's a tone between two worlds.
See, comfort is one thing. You can't every day have the mang tika and the big earrings
and dupatta. And
but
my thing is, how do you go to pee?
No, nowadays things are very easy. Everything is very portable. Okay, so do you like watching films in the theater or OTT?
I enjoy the experience of a theater.
Yes.
I mean, as much as I've been watching on OTT, I cannot take away from that just sitting on those seats and watching it on the 70mm screen. You're just like, that is eating popcorn and then thinking in the interval what else to eat.
Okay, so would you think the best situation is a boyfriend or a husband?
In this stage in my life, a husband. No more boyfriends. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that brings me to Karan Sharma or Karan Thakur?
Karan Johar. Is he going to cast me?
Smart girl. That's why I say you're the smartest. Okay, singing or dancing? I know you're a wonderful singer and a great dancer. So singing or dancing?
I think I would love to be a better dancer. Like, I know I'm good at dancing. I just want to polish it and be a better dancer. So dancing.
Oh, okay. And food, Indian food or Oriental, like Thai, Chinese, whatever. What kind of food?
Jap food. I love sushi. I love sushi. Sushi. I can eat sushi all day, all night. So I think Jap food is my favorite. But after eating all the continental food, dal makhani and rumali roti can't be replaced.
Yeah. So tell me today, when you did so many shows, like, I mean, I have a whole list of your shows, so I don't want to, but which was the one closest to your heart? Which one is what you
Oh,
learned and you grew and you got name, fame, everything from?
I think, name, fame, and everything, and I grew a lot is because of Ek Hazaron Mein Meri Behna Hai. I feel like, that gave me the push that I needed. It was also a Star Plus prime time show. And we were four kids in it, all of us around 20, 21, 22, doing, all of us had done one show before, but this show really changed our lives for us. It gave us a lot of events, a lot of shows, a lot of traveling. And once you start traveling, you become such a more like so much more mature. You become a better person, you become a different person. So I, because of Ek Hazaro, I got to travel to London, to America, to do a lot of shows abroad. And that's when you start gaining experiences, and with experience I feel like I became so much more mature in my performances also. So I think Ek Hazaro changed it for all four of us. I won't just say for me. I think I'll take this call and say it changed it for all four of us. But then after that, all the shows that I did was so close to my heart. Like every show has like Ek Nahi Pehchan, you, Rita ji, Suraj ji, Ankita, Karan, everyone. Like, you take this whole bunch and you keep them close to your heart, that even when we meet today, it doesn't feel like it's been 2014 and 2020.
Yeah.
It just feels so close, so nice.
Absolutely.
And that happened with every show after that.
Yeah, actually, the bonding which happens during a television show is way more than it happens in films, because you are there
That's
together all through the stretch of maybe a year, 2 year. Whereas in films, you
Yeah.
shoot for about 30, 40 days.
I just shot my first film and I'm not in touch with anyone from the film. I did a film, I shot it, I'm done. And now I'm not in touch with anyone from the film.
That's what I realized. I've done television over the last few years. I did a kitty party, which was like really long ago. But till today, I'm in touch with Deepshika and Achint and Mayaji.
Yeah.
So that bonding during a television series is, I think, lifelong bonding and friendship.
That's true. It's also a span of a year with 12 hours every day on a set.
Yeah, you don't know how many years you may be in a show. So that's so wonderful. Yeah. So tell me, all this bonding and love and all is wonderful, but there must be a lot of fights also happening during these, because you are thrown. It's like a family getting on each other's nerves. You're late क्यों आया, इसने इतना mess up क्यों किया, इसकी problems क्यों है, costume मेरे costume से.
That's when you go to sleep like me. I have no problem with anyone, because when everyone is fighting, I'm sleeping.
So you stay out of that. But I've noticed that
I stay out of fights.
Yeah, no, because a lot of times television is full of women also, na. So women के थोड़े fragile egos भी होते हैं.
A lot of people during Ek Hazaron Mein Meri Behna Hai thought that, me and Nia would never get along because we both are the leads of the show and we would always want to up each other. But that was not the scene. We actually just helped each other enhance our performances. If something was wrong with my face or with my hair, she would fix it for me. If something was wrong with her dupatta or something, I would fix it for her. So I learned a lot in that show, that it's not about me. If my show as an overall doesn't look good, no one's going to watch it. So you can't be selfish in a daily soap and think, oh, only I want to look good. Only I need to be there. You need to help each other grow. And as a package, the whole show will look great. And once people understand that, people will stop fighting. Like, what are the fights about? Ki I put pink eyeshadow today, why did she? I'm like, because pink is an eyeshadow everyone wants to put.
I've seen that happening, and mature actresses have turned around and said, in front of you and showing the insecurities, why is her costume better than mine? I mean, like,
how do you even say that?
Are you in the nursery? Are you a child who's still, saying, I want her toy? I mean, but I've seen grown-up people.
In fact, when I used to feel like my co-star's outfit was not looking that great, I would go and tell her on this side that, do you have anything better? Do you want to change it? Like little more glam, maybe. I think Anushka and me have a super bond because of that. We helped each other so much that, even most of the time, Anushka also has a middle parting and these open waves. I also have it. We never had a problem with it. Yeah. We're like, what, if this is what suits your face, you go on and do it, and I will do it for myself as well. It suits my face. Yeah. And it's because you're doing it, that means I need to put it on the side. That doesn't make any sense. We need the show to look good as a package. So you do what you feel, I do what I feel. Let's come together and make a super banging show. And actually, Fitrat really was a superb show, and I'm very, very close to Anushka and Aditya even today.
Yeah, I know that. So tell me, what is coming up next? Let's know what Crystal is doing next, which your friends and fans should know that what to look forward to.
Okay, so beginning 2021, I'm doing season 2 of Fitrat with Anushka, Adi, and some more fun new casts, some more new hot boys and girls that are going to enter in. So Fitrat 2 is happening. Also, I just completed my first film with Amitabh Bachchan and Imran Hashmi. So that's called Chehre. That will be coming out soon. We don't have a date as yet, but the filming is done. We just have one promotional song left. So that is what I'm looking forward to. One film, one OTT. I think I'm sorted for a while now.
I used to, during Ek Nayi Pehchan, always tell you, why are you not doing movies? Why are you not doing movies? And
I know you kept pushing me.
You were not really that keen to do it or whatever. I don't know.
Even this film happened to me by chance, to be honest. I didn't go out and find it. It happened to me. So I was as, and then the film happened to me where they said, we are starting shoot from tomorrow.
And you
I was
can't
like,
say
okay,
no
I went.
to a Bachchan film, for God's sake.
I didn't say no. I didn't have an option to say yes or no. I was just there. I was done. I was like, what? Are you sure? Are you making me a fool? I called my mom. Okay, this is my conversation with my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm leaving tomorrow to Delhi. I'm shooting a film. She's like, okay, who's the actor? I said, Amitabh Bachchan. She's like, Arey, yaar, tell me, what are you lying? What are you joking for? I'm like, Mom, Amitabh Bachchan. She's like, Arey, stop it. Can you tell me? I'm like, Mom, you're irritating me. Like, it's Amitabh Bachchan. She couldn't believe it. She was like, no, it's not possible. This one's joking. She wants to go on a holiday and she's saying it's work.
She knows her daughter also well.
Oh, that's also true. And her DP till now is her picture and Amitabh Bachchan's picture. Even on my birthday, it didn't change.
Oh gosh. For her, then did she not say, I'll come with you for the shoot?
She did. She came. She has pictures.
How nice. I've met your mom and we've done the two moms and this thing pictures together.
Yeah.
And I really think that's so sweet because I felt so close to you during that time. And I want to just ask you and wish you today. I know you have a time constraint at 4:30, so I'm also looking at the watch. You don't? It's
fine. I just have to shoot. I'm shooting in daylight for this one brand called Manyavar Muge, which they want some nice daylight shots. So I said before the daylight goes, I have to change into a big lehenga.
Achha. So that's what. Okay. So I was thinking, gosh, she had something else lined up and I don't want
No.
Yeah. But tell me, Crystal, if today, now that you are at this stage of your life, you've seen it, done it, all of that, what is it you look forward to now?
Right now, I feel in my life, I'm looking forward to a lot more work. You know, I feel like I've not done enough. I honestly feel like there's so much now that I can do and prove to myself that I'm not bad. You know, I feel like I've come into my own skin now. And I can perform, I can dance, I can do everything. So I want to do a lot more work. Also, I want some stability in life. So I feel, you know, buying my own house, not like my parents don't have houses in Bombay, but I want to have that, that one thing that I bought my own
house which you bought.
Yes. And I think a stable partner in life, maybe at some point. But first, I want to be complete myself because I'm not looking for somebody to fill in a half for me. I want to be a whole and then give somebody how much I can, you know, from my own side and, you know, complement each other. So I need a partner. I don't need a boyfriend or a husband to put a tag to. I need somebody who could just be a partner in everything, just be my strength and I would be his strength. And that's what I'm looking for, a little more stability overall in life.
Yeah, I think that's so wonderful. That's so well thought of because you're not looking for somebody to give you happiness because you're happy within yourself. You're not looking for somebody to give you money because you're earning your own money. You're looking for a good companion who, as you said, add value.
Who I don't mind waking up to. You know, I'm not a morning person.
You hope he also wakes up late then. But during all this pandemic time, it's been difficult for everybody. How are you dealing with, you know, I'm sure a lot of your friends who are out of work are feeling low, are feeling dejected, feeling, you know, all those painful thoughts and emotions. Depression is a very serious thing today. We have to recognize it and respect it and not brush it under the carpet. Because a lot of people say, it's a depression bolte hain. It's not true. Depression is a reality and feeling low self-esteem, feeling that the world has nothing better to offer you is a very serious issue today. So tell me, have you dealt with any of your friends going through that? Have you given any of your friends advice on how to handle depression, or holding their hand, counseling them through? Because you're such a happy and positive person. I hope that is all the time, isn't it?
So you know what, to be honest, I don't feel that only people that are out of work felt this depression. I feel everyone that even worked very hard and suddenly had nothing to do got into a black hole space that, oh god, now what do I do with myself? So in this case, you just need to be happy with just spending time with yourself. In the beginning of the lockdown, it was all fun and it was 21 days lockdown. Everyone was eating,
Yeah,
chilling,
enjoy, huh?
enjoying their days off. And when they said it's extended, that's when it hit everyone that, oh my god, we're going to be stuck at home for more days. I live alone. I didn't have my house help. I didn't have anybody at home. I have washed bartan, I have swept, swabbed, I have folded clothes, I have done everything that I wouldn't do otherwise, because my house help had just left for Gao before, and then everything was locked down. They couldn't come back.
Yeah.
So I have done everything. It was not very pleasant for me to begin with. I had to cook. I don't know how to cook. So first 21 days, I had Maggi noodles, I had pasta and all of that. And then I realized I'm an actor. I can't be eating Maggi noodles and pasta every day. I'll become like one big thing. So I started to learn watching YouTube how to cook. It became very, very difficult. I felt very sick after that. So, even depression got to me where you feel like not, where everyone outside would just watch Instagram and be like, oh, she's living a fun life. But I was going through a lot. That's when Ekta, who's also very close to me as a friend, came in and she gave me the strength. She was like, why would you do this? Sorry. Ekta came in and she gave me the strength. She was like, why would you do this? Why would you not ask for help? And I feel that's when I realized asking for help is okay. Yeah. It's normal to ask for help.
It is important.
And it is important to ask for help. And I thought, I can do everything on my own. And I'm old now. I'm this, I'm that. You're nothing. You need help. My parents were not in town. So I was just left alone here. It's not like I could go to my parents' house also. They were not here. So that's when Ekta started sending food every day. And then Anushka used to come pick me up for a drive. So we used to just go around for a drive. I couldn't enter her building. She couldn't enter my building. So she used to drop me off at the building and we used to just separate. So I asked for help at a point. And that's when I realized I got better. I feel everyone nowadays that's going through something cannot be just going through it in their minds. They need to talk it out. It could be to a counselor, could be to your parents, could be to your closest friends, could be to anyone, but you need to talk it out. You need to have this conversation because depression is real. It hits all of us at some point or the other in our lives, no matter how successful, no matter how much of a struggle you're going through, it hits us all. I lost a dear friend in this lockdown that we all know about. And Sushant, we lost him, and I don't know what the real story, nobody would know what it is, but I know that he must have been lonely somewhere. He could have asked for help, and even if he didn't, we all should have been there for him as friends, as a whole group. I remember another actor who called me up immediately after what happened with Sushant and said that I'm going back to my Gao. I don't want to be in Bombay, because if at that level he didn't think he was good enough, who am I? And I was like, no, you need to talk to someone. You are good. I've done this to all of my friends. I've shaken them up and said, you are good. You are enough. And you don't need another person. You need to be happy with yourself. You need to first clear your mind, clear your heart, and just be happy with yourself. That's when you will just be happy as a person, and you'll be able to spread joy and happiness. Otherwise, you're only going to be spreading negativity if you don't speak out what's on your mind. So now, even if I have a problem with someone, I say it immediately and get it out of my mind. Yeah. Then I'm fine with them. In 15 minutes, I'm fine.
The thing is, everybody is not so brave. And there's a stigma attached to saying कि मैं counselor के पास जा रहा हूँ, मैं treatment ले रहा हूँ.
मत बताओ किसी को.
नहीं, but that's, such a fear which people are having. And to that extent, I've seen that people are having fear of even saying that you have COVID. They don't want to tell anybody as if it's something,
That's one thing I don't understand.
You are saying, don't tell anybody. अरे but तुमने कोई गलत काम थोड़ी किया है. It is something which is, the whole world is suffering from it. So I think basically we have to come to terms with the reality of life. Be honest to yourself. And you know, another thing which
Yeah.
I'm really learning, Christo, during this time is gratitude. Gratitude is such an important thing. It's so easy to criticize everything. ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, ये कम है, वो कम है. सबके पास चीजें हैं जिसमें हम लोग, we are नाखुश with or unhappy with. But there's so much to be happy with. So much to be
There
thankful.
is so much to be happy with.
Yeah, so much to be
We
thankful.
have a roof above our head. We have food on our plate. We have clothes to cover our body. We should be happy. There are people that don't even have these basic necessities. So I feel so blessed. Every day morning I wake up and I just feel so blessed that I am awake, I am alive, and I have everything that I need to survive this day. If you take it one day at a time, I think it'll be perfect for everyone. Everyone needs to be thankful and grateful that they have even woken up today and they're healthy. They can walk, they can talk, they can, make conversation, they can wear their clothes, they can eat their food. I feel people are not grateful about the life that they have. And once they are
I
grateful,
think
they will
let's
just be
start
so happy.
let's start this thought today, that every day find 5 things to be grateful for. When you start your day, we say thank you for being alive, for waking up, and putting your foot down on the ground. After that, before you sleep, just say, count your 5 things you're grateful for. It could be your
Grateful
nice
for.
television in front of you, could be maybe your fan on top of it if it's not an AC. It could be a comfortable, clean bed. So let's just find, it could be the wonderful food you've eaten, or some conversation with a friend. I think that's such a positive thing. Before you sleep, then you are happy. You're not grumbling and thinking, आज ये सही नहीं हुआ, आज ये खराब
नहीं हुआ, हाँ.
In fact, saying, oh, आज ये कितना अच्छा हुआ. Aj I spoke to Crystal and we had such a fun time, even though it's on a computer
Zoom call, yeah.
Zoom call. But it's a happy feeling. So I think today that's a message. Let's end with today, telling everybody that
Yes.
every night think of 5 things. If you have more, yes, be grateful for more. But just find something to be happy and grateful and say thank you to God for. And
done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to tell everyone that I'm going to start doing this.
Yes.
5 things every night that we are going to be thankful about and grateful about that in our lives, and so that we'll wake up with a fresher mind. You'll wake up thinking that, oh, these are yesterday's 5 good things. Let's up them today.
Yeah, and it can be, at smallest to smallest and biggest to biggest. So let's just be happy, be grateful, and this too shall pass, right? And we'll be
yes,
back
this too shall pass. Till then, dance in the rain.
Yes, and emerge as better people through this, right? You've learned to cook, you've learned to swap, clean, iron your clothes, manage your house.
I have become an artist. I started painting in this lockdown.
So good luck. Before the daylight goes, I'm going to let you go. Lots of love. Miss you. If you are my side of the world, come over. We shall meet and have a social chat. Okay? Lots of love.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Lots of love, Poonamji. Love you. Bye.
Love you, my dear.